So Derech Torah, Bitone is going to be red, and Stavsky is going to be green. Again, the color indicators for the use for wrestling. In wrestling, it is Christmas all year round, red and green. Now, reminding our audience to like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/MaxLive. I'm going to send us feedback at feedback@maxlive.com. We love to hear what you have to say about our broadcast. We'll give you a shout out, and it's been thus far, Michal, it's been a pretty good day of wrestling.
It's been a lot of fun so far. Not much action from these guys, but Stavsky attacks first. He switches off to a double. Bitone in good position, able to create some distance. Nothing happening. They're back up to their feet. Stavsky shoots again. In on both legs. Does he have enough depth to finish this? Doesn't look like it. Bitone in a position to score. If he could just spin behind, and he does, 2 points. He comes out first with a 2-0 lead for Yeshiva Derech Torah in this match.
And again, that's exactly what you want to do when you're wrestling in a 1-minute period in a consolation match. You want to be able to leave with a 2-0 lead. There's not a lot of time, not so much to go. He has to be careful. Critical mistake there.
He gets called for clasping, which is illegal when the defensive wrestler is on the mat and not standing up. And so that's going to cost him a point, making the match 2-1.
And this has been a consistent theme I've seen throughout the tournament with some of these the wrestlers from more inexperienced teams like YDT, where they have been doing too many penalties, like a careless full Nelson, a dumb locked hands, like right there. And you have to be smart. You have to know where you are, especially if there's 1 second left in the match. Don't give him a free point. Leave the period up by 2 and not up by 1.
Josh Stavsky chooses down to start the second period. Bitone is able to flatten him out to his stomach. 1:47 as the second period just gotten underway. Bitone trying to work that arm. Wrist control, trying to make something happen from bottom.
Both these wrestlers actually made it all the way to the semifinals. Stavsky lost to Muir from MTA, and Bitone lost to Meth from Kushner. They both fought valiantly, but ultimately Stavsky ended up losing a 14-7 match that was closer than the score indicated. And Meth also won if Kushner beat Bitone in a pretty exciting match, 17-11. Both matches very high scoring, and it's a shame they weren't able to even make it to the third place match. But nonetheless, both of them want to end this tournament off strong and win here right now.
Interesting scramble position. Bitone had the leg hooked, but Stavsky is able to get away, making the score 2-2 with 56 seconds remaining in the second period.
Yeah.
And they are back on their feet.
And Stavsky took some good shots in the first. The problem is he just didn't set them up well. He took a shot and then he froze. He needs to finish his moves. He put him in a good position. He just needs to make sure, like any other time in wrestling, you got to finish your moves.
Stavsky trying to work a setup. Bitone has inside tie. Stavsky now down on the mat. Bitone in the front headlock position. He's going to look to maybe bounce and spin, but Stavsky's able to get up to his feet, and they're wrestling on the edge, and they go out of bounds. 2-2, 24 seconds remaining in the second period.
And again, I'm going to go back to that penalty in the first. It was critical because instead of being a 2-1 match, it's a 2-2 match. And if I was Bitone, I would be a little frustrated that knowing that instead of having the lead right now, the match is tied.
Here we go, Stavsky in on a double. Bitone with the underhooks. He's able to create distance. Stavsky switches off to one leg, trying to suck it in, and he does. Bitone falls to his hip, and that's a takedown. Stavsky of the Frisch School making the score 4-2 now in this match. Bitone immediately up to his feet in a position to escape on the right at the end of the buzzer.
No, he doesn't give it to him. Doesn't give it to him. At first, Stavsky tried to bring him out of bounds deliberately to get him to take him out of that good position, but he was able to do just enough and hold his wrist back just enough to prevent him from being able to escape and enter the third period up 4-2. 2 minutes remaining in this match. Bitone is down 2, and he needs a takedown.
And we start this period on our feet. Stavsky with the advantage here. Both wrestlers trying to find a good inside tie position. Stavsky loses his headgear.
I apologize to our viewers. I made a mistake before. I said both these wrestlers made it to the semifinals, but in fact they both were in the consolation semifinals, which is, of course, what they had to do because they're wrestling today. But however, at the same time, neither of them did make it to the semifinals, but both of them have had strong tournaments. There's no arguing that. Continue to
Bitone trying to work a drag here. Russian, 2-on Russian tie. See what he could do with it. Nothing happens. Stavsky gets his arm away.
Quick break for fixing the headgear. always an annoyance as a wrestler. You just want to keep on going, but obviously the ref's got to do what the ref's got to do.
A minute 23 remain in this match. Stavsky with a 4-2 lead. Bitone pulling on the head. Trying to create an opening now.
Caution on
Bitone goes
stalling.
underhook, trying to whip him over, spin behind. This is the front headlock position here. He might be trying to tuck that left elbow and spin behind. He's very close. Stavsky has the leg, defending. We're in a scramble position.
Ooh.
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Bitone trying to create some distance. That right leg is a bit exposed. Again, front headlock position. Similar to what we saw before.
Get it? Oh.
And now here he's able to spin behind and get 2 points, and that ties up the match 4-4. There are 38 seconds remaining in the third period. Bitone is now on top. Stavsky trying to work wrist control. Bitone trying to get a handle. He has that left hand, 2-on-1.
30 seconds left.
27 seconds left now.
And again, the match is tied 4-4, and if the score remains this way, we will go into our first overtime of the day. But he's locking up a cradle.
Bitone locking up, looking for cradle, nothing happening. Stavsky still trying to work wrist control. Bitone, Stavsky up to his feet. Bitone brings him back down to the match. The coaches want a clasping call. Ref doesn't give it. 5 seconds remain in this match. 4-4 tie. Bitone, then that's it. And we're going to see overtime.
I think looking back at the third period there, Stavsky was in better position on that shot. Stavsky, although he's trying to live with his head down, he had excellent positioning. The problem was he put his head down. He put his head down on the mat, put his arms down, and now we're in sudden death overtime. Anyone scores a takedown, they win this match.
1 minute overtime. If no one scores, we go to a second overtime, which starts from referee's position. Stavsky is in on a shot. Bitone in good position here on the edge with the underhook, and the ref calls out of bounds, and they're going to have another start.
And we've seen this time and time again throughout this match where Stavsky goes for a shot, good position, freezes up only slightly, but then Bitone is able to put in a cow catcher or some sort of a headlock. And
here we go, fake, and then a double leg by Stavsky. He runs it through, and this is sudden death overtime, so he wins the match in overtime, 5-4.
A heartbreaker for Bitone. He really fought valiantly, but 6-4. You really got to hand it to Stavsky.